Moon Knight is one of the oldest and most quirky characters in the entire game, and depending on the cycle of the actual moon in the sky, he gains slightly different abilities, and sometimes this character, when there's no moon, can be very, very bad, and when there's a full moon, he can be alright. But this month as well, we've had brand new characters such as Night Thrasher and also Darkhawk, which have both brought synergies to enhance Moon Knight a little bit further as well, and also Moon Knight is a great character to activate both really valuable synergies for both Darkhawk and Night Thrasher. So I thought today we would do a bit of a rank up, test out kind of these new synergies, and see Moon Knight at the full moon currently, and we also, I believe, because he has a second 6-hour cycle when awakened, where he either gets increased power gain or reduces opponent power gain. So again, very, very quirky character, but hey, let's go ahead and rank him up. We'll have a quick overview of his abilities, because for the most part, Moon Knight's abilities, you know, once you understand the whole moon cycle thing, and, you know, you can just go outside and have a look in the evening, or, you know, look up, like, moon cycle on Google, then you can, you know, figure out, you know, when Moon Knight is going to be useful for certain stuff. But I think one of the most commonly used things on Moon Knight is when he's at full moon, and you get the critical hits have a chance to provide a 3-second stun. So we're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. We just need to finish up ranking up this dude, so let's put some more skill into him. Got some 5k ISO here, almost at level 45 here, so I think we've just about done it there. Yeah, that should be pretty good for taking him up. So this 5-star Awakened Moon Knight, rank 3. I think one of the things that I always notice about Moon Knight is quite good, is his health pool is quite chunky. Like, for a rank 3 character, having just under 18,000, like, that's definitely toward the higher end of health pools there. Not quite up the top with characters like Void, but, you know, it's alright there. The attack isn't anything too special. Everything's fairly standard. He's got a good crit rating, good crit damage rating, good block proficiency. I think one of the things that just kind of makes Moon Knight a little bit lackluster is he just doesn't have too much to build on and too much ramp up. So let's talk about some of his abilities. So again, there are kind of 4 different states of the moon. So there's the moon waxing, which is kind of, you know, appearing. And while the moon is waxing, he has a chance on all attacks to get a crit rate buff that lasts for 3 seconds. And it's quite powerful, that one. But, you know, nothing super, super crazy there. That's pretty much the equivalent to, like, 2 stacks of, what is it, Poison, Starknot, Spider-Man. So nothing, like, mega, mega crazy with that one, as the moon is appearing in full. And as it's waning, as it's going away, you gain a chance to gain a Fury, which again is only like 40% of his base attack or so. Lasts for 5 seconds. It's nothing like super insane there. So yeah, again, these aren't mega stuff. Moon Knight is a very, very old character. But under the light of the full moon, critical hits have a 15% chance to stun the opponent for 3 seconds. Now, this is definitely Moon Knight's most valuable one, because that 3-second stun, man, is long. It's very, very long, especially with the Stupefy Mastery, which kind of prolongs it to 3.5 seconds, can be very, very nice. And also critical hits lacerate the opponent, 70% chance to inflict bleed, which deals damage over 3 seconds. However, this bleed, to the best of my knowledge, I don't believe stacks, so we're going to have to test that out again today, but we'll have a little bit of fun there. And also, when attacked in the darkness of a new moon, evade attacks with a 5% chance there. So do not do Labyrinth of Legends Moon Knight when there is the darkness of a new moon. That is something I learned very, very painfully when I got around to doing my Labyrinth 100% run. So yeah, something to keep in mind there. And the special attack 1 gains a bit more crit rating. The special attack 2, any bleed effects triggered by this attack have a 50% increased duration. So bear in mind, you're only going to be able to have like one of these effects active all the time. So you've only got one of these effects and the bleed, and really not much happening on the special attack. So see, these are some of the reasons why Moon Knight, you know, is best. Only really an okay champion in comparison to some of the crazy skill characters out there. You know, like Aegon, Blade, Gwenpool, Night Thrasher, Killmonger, Massacre, all of the top tier champions at the moment, or toward the higher end of the game. But also his Awakened ability can either enhance power gain by 15% or reduce power gain by 15%. Obviously this goes up a little bit. I think it goes up to about 20-30%, and this cycles every 6 hours. So it's not you get both of the effects, you gain one of two, and I think we've got the enhanced power gain at the moment, so that's All right there, but there we go, that's it for Moon Knight's abilities. But anyway, let's jump into a little bit of gameplay, and I think we'll go for a bit of Act 5 story quest. I'm not feeling too confident at 5.4, so let's go 5.1, the final chapter here, and just to show you some of the synergies that we're going to be using today, and these are ones that I thought would be quite valuable, but if there's any other synergies, or if you're an experienced Moon Knight player and have any input, please do let me know in the comment section below. So the Taskmaster one is pretty old, but this one is really, really good because all of Moon Knight's phase abilities gain a flat plus 10% chance to trigger. So basically the stun, 10% enhanced chance to trigger, goes up to 25% on a crit, to the best of my knowledge. Evade goes, I think, to a 15% chance to evade, and yeah, just a higher chance to get the crit and fury as well. So that one seems quite valuable for Moon Knight. We've also got the brand new one with Darkhawk, which is new and waxing moons grant 30% of max power over 6 seconds at the beginning of the fight, but full and waning moons grant 10% of max health over 3 seconds at the beginning of the fight. So a nice power gain, nice regeneration there. Today we're going to have the regeneration active, so we're going to see how valuable that is for sustainability. And also the Night Thrasher one, and I don't think this is going to be too useful, but I want to play around with it a bit. So it basically increases the duration of Moon Knight's bleeds by 40%, but considering they can't stack, unlike Punishers, I don't think it's really going to be that great. And then finally we've got Iron Patriot for a bit more crit, because again we want to get those stuns off so we can see the full power of Moon Knight at his full moon phase here. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what's up. We might come again and do another Moon Knight video when we have the fury, when the moon is waning. But we'll see how fun today's video is, and how enjoyable Moon Knight is to play, because again, he's just a character that gets like no gameplay or no love on YouTube. But there were certain points where he did. Right, there we go. Got to try and play those stun times well. Right, let's just bait out a special here. Smack down the special too. I was also talking to Sweeter the other day, who's the gentleman that took his Kamala Khan up to rank 5 and fully maxed her out. And he's also taken Moon Knight up to rank 4, and he really likes Moon Knight, but he said, dude, just be prepared if you're doing a video that Moon Knight does feel like a little bit of a wet noodle sometimes. I think the bleed would be so much better if it could stack, and I don't think that would be like broken at all for the character. Something I'd love to see on Moon Knight is that bleed stacking up. Because then, I don't know, you could just get multiple stacks the majority of the time, because we're refreshing the bleed like a lot of the time. Felt quite nice in Assassin's range there with that special too, but you know, 82 hits on that Iron Man for a 5-star Awakened rank 3 champion with pretty much a full team dedicated to him. You know, I can say after playing quite a lot of characters, that is certainly far from the most impressive gameplay that I've ever seen. Yeah, let's move on to the next Quake fight and see what we can do here. Have a bit more fun. Got a few matchups to get through. We do have the class advantage here, so hopefully our damage is going to ramp up to a nice level. That stun, man. And also the multi-hit on the end of the medium. It's a little bit fun to play around with as well. Alright, so we've got Quake 2 as special 2. Let's avoid this one. And hopefully we can get a nice stun there. Yeah, absolutely perfect. Oh man, that stun is very, very fun. Okay, that was a pretty sick matchup. Right, that was a pretty decent fight against Quake. Again, we're not really seeing anything too spectacular from Moon Knight. Alright, so I thought for a bit of change of scenery, and also to try some, you know, stuff that might turn out really, really well, or a massive, massive disaster, we'll jump into a little bit of Uncollected. Chapter 2 in the very first quest, because we can take this path here, and there are a few interesting matchups like Hulk Loki, where we want to push to the special 2, but some matchups, maybe like Hood, where we're going to have to play a little bit slower, but I'm curious to see you know, how Moon Knight is going to handle some of these matchups. Because, you know, they're still fairly stacked. It's nothing like super crazy for a character of this caliber, but just might be a bit of a fun way to showcase Moon Knight. I really wish we had the power gain during the full moon, though. That'd be so sick. I'm kind of wanting that, that small fury increase at the moment. Wish there was a way to activate kind of multiple moon phases. That'd be very cool as well. Okay, right, we've pushed into the special 2. Let's go ahead and dodge that. If we can get stun off this. Unfortunately, not quite. Right, I think this might be enough in Assassin's range. Yeah, I mean, that Loki didn't even have 40,000 health. We didn't do a super great job of efficiently dispatching him. I don't know, man. I'm in very two minds about Moon Knight. Like, I kind of like his playstyle. He's a little bit fun, but he's so far behind, man. So far behind some of the champions that have been released in like the last 24 months in the game. He just needs like a massive revamp. And the synergies, like, I'm gonna be honest, like the Night Thrasher synergy, it doesn't really do anything, because most of the time, as you can see, you're just like always refreshing the bleed. So if the bleed's stacked, then that synergy would be sick. It'd be a very, very solid damage enhancement. But unfortunately, it doesn't stack, so it just doesn't really do anything. And the Darkhawk one, you know, it depends on the matchup, but 10% regen, it's nice at the start. It's, you know, but it comes with the massive, massive disadvantage of actually having to play Moon Knight, which seems to me like not the best idea for the majority of players at the moment. I think there are substantially better options out there. Because his animations are fun. When I started playing the game, I got like a 3-star Moon Knight. It's one of my first 3-star characters in like the first batch of 10 or so. And I hated him initially. I just could not get used to his animations at all. And I think he's one of those characters that, because he plays a little bit different in terms of the timing, unless you take the time to get a little bit used to Moon Knight or combat in the game, he just comes across like a little bit clunky, a little bit peculiar to play. That stun, man, it's actually pretty nice for characters that do have evade in the mix as well. So hopefully we can get a bit more off on this Ultron. Come on, let's get the enhanced crit rate, get stun on this SP1. Oh, no, we got it there. Oh, man, I'm not great at evading Ultron's special too. Okay, he's stunned, so he shouldn't come after me, right? And also, to show off, because, you know, everyone's like, Seatin, what does Moon Knight's SB3 look like? Well, we're going to show you now. Let's go for the perfect bonus on it. And see some of the damage here. Oh my goodness. It looks really cool, man. I really like Moon Knight Special 3. I think it's definitely one of the more badass ones out there. But it does absolutely nothing. That was my stun from the parry there. So, you know, it's got that going for it. It looks cool. That's about it. Just, if Moon Knight was released in 2018, you'd kind of just feel that they got like halfway making the character, and then they just forgot to like add half the other abilities to him. He just doesn't really have too much, man. There we go. Pop, pop. Ultron's down. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Fantastic times. I think as well, if you want to maximize for the stun, you can build in the Quake synergy. I think giving him more ability accuracy should increase the chance for stun to trigger, or you can build a crit team. I'm not really too sure actually which one, practically speaking, turns out to be the more effective option. But let's see this Darkhawk synergy, ladies and gentlemen. We're going above 50%. Oh, look at that. Regeneration value. Come on. Oh, we didn't quite get the stun there. Hey, we got the stun there, though. What a great time. Okay, we got to avoid Yondu's Yaka arrow. And 55 hits in the bin, lads. I swear, I remember somebody once doing, like back in the day, this is like really, really back in the day, like almost 2 years ago now, when people were using like 4-star Star-Lords and some very brave people, pre-12.0, actually did Labyrinth of Legends with 4-star Rocket Raccoon. But I remember a few people doing Labyrinth with a rank 4 5-star Moon Knight. And I've got to say, man, after today's video, that has just kind of increased the level at which I am impressed. The perseverance of those individuals, because it must have taken a bloody long time. With the double medium hit as well, I've noticed a few times already in this video, if I'm not paying very, very close attention, it's quite easy to cock up the timing. Oh, that was a nice little stun combo to get Hulk down, man. Bit risque, but 44 hits. Tore through that lad, so that was alright there. And I guess the hits are a little bit inflated on Moon Knight, but still, certainly not the biggest powerhouse out there. Just because his standard combo is compromised of 6 hits when pulled off successfully. Oh no! Yeah, messed up the timing with that. Okay, we didn't get punished. Fantastic. Special one's a little bit weird, man. I also still really, really hate evading Moon Knight's special one. I'm very terrible at it. Nope, we didn't get the timing on that one. At least we didn't get punished. Yeah, I don't know if I'm like... Well, at least we can get guarantee that the special one's going to land if the opponent is stunned. And, you know, we've managed to regen up to a good 80% now. So that Darkhawk synergy is putting in a little bit of work here and there. Okay, let's finally go for Punisher 2099. This one has an absurd amount of power gains, so I think we'll try our best to bait as many special attacks as we can. Yeah, I just don't think you can chain on the special one too reliably, to the best of my knowledge. Yeah! Oh no, man! I just got wrecked. Right, let's exit out. It is what it is, man. We just did not play super well. That Punisher just is not going down. So let's go ahead, end the quest, and I think we'll finish just by hacking in a little bit. I'm not too sure if we're going to go for a full kill. Probably not, from some of the damage output that we've seen so far. But let's have a bit of fun on the final Winter Soldier if we can. So the synergies that aren't going to be very useful, like I can imagine that we don't need, like, Night Thrashers, man. It's a bit rubbish. Darkhawk, like, it's not going to do too much because it's just going to be regen at the start of the fight, but we start on 100%. So let's build a crit team around Moon Knight if we can, just to try and maximize the stun duration. So I think we're looking for Electro as well. And then we got quite a few additional crit nodes there. So that should bring it up a little bit. We got a bit more attack as well. So let's go for this team and see if it helps. But I think in terms of making Moon Knight better, the new synergies, they're alright. They're a little bit disappointing. He definitely needs something significantly more powerful. He needs something Winter Soldier-esque if they want to buff him via synergies, or like a complete rework on the champion. Because he's still just not really pulling that much weight damage-wise. But we'll be on Winter Soldier for a little bit and kind of get a rough idea of how long a full kill might take if we were to go for it. Because we did play the 4-star maxed out Night Thrasher. Well, yesterday on the channel. A couple of days ago I actually recorded that video. But we uploaded it yesterday. And Night Thrasher, man, one of my favorites. I really, really like Night Thrasher. He's not like the best champion in the game, but he's still really, really good. And very, very fun to play as well. But in scenarios where you don't have to worry about baiting special attacks, it can be quite fun to lay into the opponent like Winter Soldier here. But unfortunately, pretty much the only scenario where you don't have to worry about picking out special attacks is Realm of Legends. But I don't know, what are those, there are those nodes that are like, you only gain power while blocking. So maybe Moon Knight on those nodes, I mean, not that they're, not that they're really much of a problem, but maybe those nodes, Moon Knight is going to have a little bit more use for 7 days out of 28 when he's at full moon status. Oh man, I love the frequency of these stuns though, they're very, very fun. Just trying to kind of build constant combos around them. It's great for the stun lock. Okay, let's bait out heavy. Do you want to do anything? Just left myself open there. So I think even for a rank 3 5-star Moon Knight, you know, we're still looking at around 600 hits against Winter Soldier, which is just pretty terrible, man. Pretty terrible. Straight up. Even the fact that he has a 6 combo, that's still, you know, scaling it down roughly the equivalent of like 500 and a bit hits on another champion. He's still kind of Noodle Knight, man. He's still kind of Noodle Knight. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 219 hits. We got him down to 68% there. At this point in time, man, Night Thrasher had ended the fight as a 4-star character. So, yeah. I want Moon Knight to be better. I wish he was a little bit easier to play. I think kind of they need to update his animation timings because the changeover of the special one feels very, very clunky. And he just needs a lot more stuff, man. A lot more stuff. I feel like he's in one of the characters that is in... I mean, there are a lot of characters, but he is definitely one where they just need to go, okay, this character is way outdated, man. He's way outdated. The moon cycle thing, it's a nice little quirk to the character, but they need to make it, like, less reliant on his core abilities, and maybe just, like, tiny effects as his, as, you know, the moon kind of waxes and wanes. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on Moon Knight in the comment section below. Aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.